There we go. Taking a look at page 79. What kind of questions did you come across on any of those that you would like to take a look at? Page 7980. Any questions? Not seeing any hands yet. That's what I just marked off. Oh, yeah.
Number like 7 through 9.
7 through 9. You got it. Let's take a look. 7 through 9. 7, 8, and 9. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. So we have a graph that looks kind of like this. 1, 2, 3. Got it. And they had this whole area over here shaded. Good enough for me. All right. So number 7 says, explain using the graph / inequality why the point 3, -2, 3, -2 is not a solution. Well, that's the point 3, -2. I'm off a little bit, but for the most part, that's right. So why is this not a solution? What would happen if I were to take 3, -2 and plug it back into my original? Give us ice cream? To give us cupcakes? To give us a true or a false statement?
True or false statement.
Yeah. So what do you think? If I were to plug that point that's not in that shaded region, and would it give me a true or a false statement?
False.
False. So this is given a false statement out here. So why doesn't this work? Because it would have given me a false statement. That's all that would have been. And then it says, explain using the graph / inequality why the point 3, 2 is in the solution. So 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 2. This is like right here. What would 3, 2 give us if we plug it back into our equation? A true statement, yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then number 9, which points, okay, so hang on, let me write these. 1, 0, 5, 3, -4, 5, -2. Which ones are true points that would work for us? Okay, so let's pick this one first. 0, 5. Is that one going to work?
Yes.
Yeah, that gives me true. And then let's pick a different color. Go purple. -3. So -3. 1, 2, 3, -4. It's like down here someplace, right? I think that works, right? Because this shaded region's forever, right? And then 5, -2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -2. What do you think? True or false? False. Absolutely. Because it's outside of the colored in region. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so how do I know if it's true or false?
Okay, so there's two different things. So let me put up the inequality. So this graph here was 4x minus 2y is less than 12. This was the inequality, but they also gave us the picture to look at. So if we have a point that we're looking at and our point falls within the colored region, that would give us true, which is a solution. If it falls in the region that we didn't shade in, then that's going to give us false. But for any of these, I could have used this inequality as well. Like if I use this inequality and plugged it in, because that's an x and a y value, if I plug those in, I'm going to get 0 minus 10 is less than 12. So 12. So -10 is less than 12. That's totally true. If I tried this one right here and plug that in, that's going to give me 4 times -3, which is -12, minus 2 times -4, which is -8. Is that less than 12? So that gave me plus, so that's -4 is less than 12. So that's also true. But then if I were to plug this in here, just for sake of room, I have 20 minus 2 times negative 2 is less than 12. So I'm going to get 20 plus 4. So is 24 less than 12? And that's false. So again, we just saw that because here was our picture of it. It's outside of it. This is when I plug it in, it still gives me a false statement. Okay? What else did we come across on that homework last night that we needed a little extra guidance on? Yeah?
2 to 6.
Yeah, buddy. All right, number 6. So we want to verify if that is part of the solution or not. So we don't have a picture to look at right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this x and y value. I'm going to plug my x value in here. And I'm going to plug my y value in there. So I get negative 8 times 0 minus 2. Is that less than 4? So that was the x, that was the y. I just plugged in my values. So this is 0 minus 2 is less than 4. So is negative 2 less than 4? Yep. So this is true. So yes, this is a solution to our problem. What else do we got? Yeah.
Wait, so is inequality false?
Inequality? No, inequality just means you have this sign, this sign, this sign, or this sign.
Oh, oh wait, never mind. Okay, got it.
So if is an inequality false? Well, it depends at which point you plug in. One of the points can make it false. Cool. What else? Feeling all right? All right, if you would, make sure your name's on that as well as anything else you're turning in. And will you just turn in, just so we don't have goofed up pages, turn in just the page 79. You know, don't turn in the 80 because on the back side of 80 is something else. So just the 79.
Mr. Sir,
Yeah.
did we turn in yesterday?
Yeah, you can turn, if you turn in old stuff from yesterday too. If you're not sure, just turn it all in. And
I know that.
Here you go.
You're such a cute picture of you, Jacob.
Do you think that barcode's related? Like, does everyone have a different barcode?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's for checking out library books.
No, I never go to the library.
Grade 009, just in case we have like 122 grades. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I have what we're doing today, kind of a goal twofold. Let's see. Starting, we will do a little bit more of graphing linear functions, but what I'm really doing is I think we did pretty good with this. I'm actually going to be hitting this review. We're going to hit this review today and tomorrow both. I'm going to give you a packet of stuff which has a whole bunch of excuse me, whole bunch of review questions, and it has a whole bunch of review answers. And I would say this would be a fantastic item for you to, thank you, to utilize, because come Friday, I will give you the take-home test, which means you could use everything from this packet on the take-home test, and it's going to walk you through a lot of stuff. And then on Monday, you'll have the Schoology part. Boy, I got this green all over my hands. I don't know what the heck it is. Like Kool-Aid or something. Green Kool-Aid. In that line. But on Monday, you'll have the Schoology part of the exam, and we write it. So you do it part on the computer and the other part on pencil paper. So I think with this, let me hand this out to you first, and then I'll kind of explain the method to my madness. And I'm sure it's not going to make any sense to anybody because my madness is just darn crazy. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just.
Stretching. Okay. Everyone have a packet now? Almost? We got enough? There we go. All right. This is kind of a thick thing of paper. There's 4 questions per page. Still with me on this adventure? So just look at that very first page. The very first one says, tell whether the following is a function or not, and if it is linear or nonlinear. So you're just looking at the x and y, where x is 1, 3, 5, 3, and the y is 4, 2, 0, and negative 2, and try and answer the question. Tell me if it's a function or not, and tell me if it's linear or not. Okay, now, if you flip this paper open, it says that the answer to problem number 1, it says function, and it also says nonlinear. Or wait, did I get to the right one? I gotta see which one's the right one. How did it? Tell whether it's, so is that, so let's actually look at the first one so we can figure out how these answers work. So we have x, we have y, yeah buddy. We have 1, 3, 5, and 3. And then we have 4, 2, 0, and negative 2. And so a lot of times when I'm looking at this, I might not really know what this is going to look like. You know, so maybe graph 1, 4. And then 3, 2. And then 5, 0. Looks pretty good so far. And then 3, negative 2. So is it a function or not? No. Why not? Yeah. So this right here was the result of this repeating. This is, remember, our domain, right? If the domain or the x value or the input, those are all meaning the same exact thing. If they repeat, then you have not a function. Now, here's a question. Is it possible not to have a function, but we also have a straight line?
No.
Yeah.
So what line test tests this? Yeah.
Like the line has to go straight, so like it doesn't have to go through like any other points.
So the vertical line test, right? So is a vertical line a line?
Yes.
Okay. So can I have something that's not a function, but it's a line? Yeah, vertical line. All vertical lines are lines. All vertical lines, none of them are functions. Okay? So let's take a look how that would go. So if I were to flip this page over, I would say the one that says not function. Not a function is the answer. So let's see. Yeah, so if you were to hold this up to the light, directly through, right through the very back, says not a function. So let's do this. This is what my plan for you all would be. Let's go until, let's look at the first page. Why don't you take until 12:30, 3 whole minutes, to give me an honest shot at that, and then I'll answer any questions. Cool? But give me an honest shot without asking any questions. Yeah.
For the rest of the packet, can we work with like?
Well, we're going to kind of, like, this will be coming using this tomorrow too. So that's what I was going to plan. So it would be great. So